What's a story, amigos? This is Kino with some cool stories for today's story time.
In our first story, a little magic makes life more colorful for Winnie and her cat.
Now, Winnie could see Wilbur when he sat on a chair, when he lay on the carpet, when he crawled into the grass.
Join Ellen DeGeneres in a search for a lost parrot.
They searched in large cities and undeveloped countrysides.
Then Meshach Taylor reads about a young boy who leaves his best friend home when he starts school.
Eddie was very upset. So was Teddy.
And a book about the special relationship among three sisters.
I'm one of the three that likes the subway.
Major funding for Storytime is made possible by a grant from Helen and Peter Bain, so that families everywhere can share the joy of reading with their children. Additional funding is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, by the annual financial support from viewers like you, and by the National Endowment for Children's Educational Television.
Boom. Boom. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Kino.
Oh, whoa. Hiya, Pete. How you doing? Boy, you are one beautiful bird. You're a rainbow with feathers.
Oh, that's pretty good. He really is kind of a rainbow with feathers, isn't he?
Yeah. There's blue and yellow and green and wow! You're drawing Pete's portrait.
Yes, I am. And you know, I was just about to add the rainbow, the colors.
You know what, Lucy?
What?
Every time I look at Pete, I get a happy feeling.
Well, sometimes colors can affect the way you feel, you know.
They can?
Oh, you bet. Well, look, this bright red is a happy color, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
And so's this yellow, and this blue, and this green.
Whoa! How'd you do that?
Well, sometimes you can make other colors out of other colors. And watch. I mixed the yellow with the blue, and I got green. Now, if I mix a little blue with red, I get purple.
Whoa, cool. It's like magic.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
And you know what you just did?
No, what?
You just reminded me of a story, a wonderful story that mixes color and magic.
Oh, I did? Oh, all right. Story.
All right. Look, why don't you read it, okay?
Okay.
It's called Winnie the Witch, and it's by Corky Paul and Valerie Thomas.
Okay. Winnie the Witch lived in a black house in the forest. The house was black on the outside and black on the inside. The carpets were black. The chairs were black. The bed was black, and it had black sheets and black blankets. Even the bath was black. Winnie lived in her black house with her cat, Wilbur. He was black, too. And that is how the trouble began. When Wilbur sat on a chair with his eyes open, Winnie could see him. She could see his eyes anyway. But when Wilbur closed his eyes and went to sleep, Winnie couldn't see him at all. So she sat on him. When Wilbur sat on the carpet with his eyes open, Winnie could see him. She could see his eyes anyway. But when Wilbur closed his eyes and went to sleep, Winnie couldn't see him at all. so she tripped over him. Whoops. One day, after a nasty fall, Winnie decided something had to be done. She picked up her magic wand, waved it once, and abracadabra. Wilbur was a black cat no longer. He was bright green.
Oh.
Wow, a green cat. Weird. Now, when Wilbur slept on a chair, Winnie could see him. When Wilbur slept on the floor, Winnie could see him. And she could see him when he slept on the bed. But Wilbur was not allowed to sleep on the bed. So Winnie put him outside in the grass. When Wilbur sat outside in the grass, Winnie couldn't see him, even when his eyes were wide open. Winnie came hurrying outside, tripped over Wilbur, turned 3 somersaults, and fell into a rose bush. Youch! This time, Winnie was furious. She picked up her magic wand, waved it 5 times, and abracadabra. Wilbur had a red head, a yellow body, a pink tail, blue whiskers, and 4 purple legs. But his eyes were still green. Now Winnie could see Wilbur when he sat on a chair, when he lay on the carpet, when he crawled into the grass, and even when he climbed to the top of the tallest tree. Wilbur climbed to the top of the tallest tree to hide. He looked ridiculous, and he knew it. Even the birds laughed at him. Would you have laughed at him, Pete? Wilbur was miserable. He stayed at the top of the tree all day and all night. The next morning, Wilbur was still up in the tree. Winnie was worried. She loved Wilbur and hated him to be miserable. Then Winnie had an idea. She waved her magic wand and abracadabra. Wilbur was a black cat once more. He came down from the tree purring. Then Winnie waved her magic wand again and again. Now, instead of a black house, she had a yellow house with a red roof and a red door. The chairs were white with red and white cushions. The carpet was green with pink roses. The bed was blue with pink and white sheets and pink blankets. The bath was a gleaming white. And now, Winnie can see Wilbur no matter where he sits. What a great ending. Orange and green and blue and yellow are cool colors for a house. Oh, and for a parrot, but not for a cat.
Oh, speaking of Pete, I've got to get some fresh birdseed for him.
Oh.
Will you keep him company while I'm gone?
Oh, sure. No problem.
Okay, I'll see you later then. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, Pete, it looks like it's just the 2 of us. Oh, hey, I wonder if Pete'll sit on my finger. I could just open the door here for a second and see if he'll hop onto my hand. There we go. Oh, no! Oh, no, Pete! Pete, come back! Come back! Where'd you go? Oh, yikes! Oh, no! Oh, brother, I'm in trouble now. Oh, Mara! Mara! Something's happened! Mara! Mara! Oh,
Hey, Kino! Look who's here! Kino! Kino, where are you?
no! Oh, Mara! Mara! Something's happened. You see, I just opened the cage door and Pete and... hey, you have Pete. There he is.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Well, Pete just met us at the door. Kino, Alan's here, and so is Allie and Zara and Shannon and Chris. We are going to read a story about a parrot, just like Pete.
Oh, great. Oh, brother, that was a close one. Phew.
Hi, Kino, and hi, Pete.
Oh, hi, Ellen.
Well, this is Pete, and he is Lucy's pet. You know, I'm surprised she left him out of the cage.
Well, I mean, you see, I opened up the cage well, never mind. I'll tell you later.
Okay, Kino.
I'm never touching that cage again. Phew.
So does everybody still want to hear a story about a parrot?
Oh, please.
Oh, yes.
Then here we go. It's called The Last Time I Saw Harris, and it's from Frank Rimkowitz. He wrote it. Gather in. Edmund's best friend was Harris. Edmund taught Harris many things. Most of all, they enjoyed playing color flashcards. The harder Edmund tapped, the more excited Harris became. He knew red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. When I teach him purple, he will know the whole color wheel, boasted Edmund. Mama was delighted. Perhaps he will become a great professor, she declared. I doubt it, said Papa. He'll probably just keep eating birdseed and learn a few more words. One day, tragedy struck when a fierce windstorm sucked Harris out the parlor window. Grief-stricken, Edmund would neither eat nor leave his bed. Each day, Mama rented a new parrot from a talent agency. Fine and dandy, sugar candy, da-da-dum-dum. You know that song. And then she said, so which one is the dummy? You put your right foot in, you take your right foot out. Oh, when those birds come marching in. Parrot of Spain, I adore you. Alas, none of them were skilled at playing color flashcards. Edmund grew pale and thin. Papa summoned the chauffeur. Higgins, he said, take the car and find Harris. He'll be the only parrot that knows the entire color wheel, except for purple. Very good, sir, said Higgins. Hearing this, Edmund leaped from his bed. He gobbled a bowl of clear broth and almond croissant stuffed with avocado, grabbed his flashcards, bounded into the car, and drove off with Higgins. They searched in large cities and undeveloped countrysides. Days passed and their journey grew longer. Driving while showing flashcards proved difficult, and at times, Higgins lightly dented various parts of the car. He always dutifully replaced them with similar panels from nearby auto wrecking yards. At times, it seemed they were on the brink of success, but it was not to be. Reluctantly, they began their long trip home. They were almost home when Higgins slightly dented the trunk. He replaced it with a lovely purple trunk from a nearby auto wrecking yard, after which he and Edmund stopped for a lunch under a large, shapely tree. Edmund's frustration was so great he could barely eat. They had tried so hard and traveled so far, he pounded the trunk with his fist as hard as he could. Purple! Came a shriek from the tree high above them. It was Harris. The happy trio rode home while Harris recited the entire set of flashcards over and over. What a joyous welcome. Mama searched for her guest list to plan a party. Edmund changed his clothes, and Higgins was allowed to take a nap. The end.
Wow. Oh, boy. I sure like happy endings when you're talking about lost parrots.
Gosh, aren't pets great to have? Yeah. Do you have any pets, Helen?
I sure do. I have two dogs. I have a white Labrador Retriever, and I have a black little fuzzy mutt I got from the pound, and he's cute as can be.
That sounds great.
Do you have a pet, Allie?
No,
No pets? Do you want a pet?
just a fish. Just one fish.
Well, that's a pet. A fish
that's
is
a
a pet. Okay, and Zara, do you have any pets?
I have 2 dogs and 3 cats.
Wow, that's a lot of pets. That's good. Do you have any pets, Shannon?
Yeah, but they're not mine. I got fish, but they're pets, but they're not mine. They're my brother's.
Well, we'll just say they're yours for now.
And I got 2 dogs in the backyard. They're my friends.
Do you have any pets, Christopher?
I have a white fur and a red eyes rabbit.
A rabbit.
It's mine.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, and we've got Pete right here who wants to talk to us. What do you have to say? Oh, he's reminding me. He's reminding me about the other story. That's right. Do you want to hear another story? Yeah. Do you want to hear a story about a friend who's sort of like a pet and sort of like a doll and sort of like a person, too?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Sort of like a pet and a doll and a person, too? How can that be?
Well, all of your questions will be answered when we hear the story as we join our friend Meshach on a family trip to the library.
Well, what's the answer, Meshach? Pet, person, or doll?
Well, I just happen to have the book that Mara and Kino were talking about, and it's called Eddie and Teddy. It's written and illustrated by Gus Clark. Now, why don't we try to find out what they're talking about that's kind of like a pet, kind of like a person, and kind of like a doll. Okay?
Okay.
Eddie and Teddy. Eddie and Teddy were the very best of friends. Wherever they went and whatever they did, they went and they did it together. They had been together for years and years. Eddie just couldn't remember a time when Teddy hadn't been there. They'd shared every moment. When Eddie had gone to see Santa Claus, Teddy had gone as well. And when Eddie fell off the kitchen table and banged his head, Teddy fell too. So one day, when Eddie went to big school and Mom said that Teddy should stay at home, Eddie was very upset. So was Teddy. But Eddie had lots of new things to do and people to meet. He soon cheered up. Teddy didn't. Mom tried everything. A story with a cuddle, a walk in the park to feed the ducks, even some of the very special pink medicine. But it didn't help. In the end, Mom could stand it no more, and she sent him upstairs. She was very glad when it was time to pick up Eddie from school. So was Teddy. Eddie told him all about his day, and Mom told Eddie all about hers. Eddie felt very sorry for Teddy. That night, Mom had a word with Eddie's teacher. And the next day, when she took Eddie to school, Teddy went too. He was as good as gold and has been ever since, from that day to this. So what is this guy, this Teddy guy? Is he a friend? Is he a pet? Or is he a toy? What is he?
All 3.
Yeah, you think so? What do you think? You think he's all 3? You have anything like that at home?
Yeah.
What is it?
A Jamaican doll.
You a Jamaican doll? Oh, okay, I know about that. How about you? You have anything like that?
Jamaican doll.
You're a Jamaican doll, too? You both like those Jamaican dolls.
Gee, it's sort of a riddle and a story all in one.
What do you think, Kino? Was Teddy a pet, a doll, or a person?
Well, it seemed like he was a little bit of all 3. He looked a lot like a teddy bear doll, but he behaved like a pet, or even like he could have been Eddie's little brother.
You know, I had a teddy bear when I was little, And I really felt that he was like a real person, almost like a part of my family.
Oh, so did I, when I was very, very little, of course. His name is Fuzzy.
Well, there is one thing for certain. Eddie and Teddy were the best of friends. They were like family.
Oh, Fuzzy's, he's about this big, and his fur is sort of golden.
I think we, you know...
But then, you see, I spilled some grape juice on him, and Mom had to wash him.
You know what? I think Meshach has another story, and it's about a family.
That's right. And he is ready to read it to his family right now.
Oh, see, then his ear fell off, and...
Kino.
Story? Oh, did I hear something about another story? Now? Oh, hey, wait for us, Meshach.
Okay, now the name of this book is One of Three by Angela Johnson with pictures by David Solman. One of three. Since I can remember, I've been one of three. Eva, Nikki, and me. One of three sisters that walked to school together, down the street together, one of the three in the sun and the rain. I'm one of the three that lives in apartment number 2, has long hair and brown eyes, and can sometimes play hopscotch by the trash cans, if I ask, for a long time. On Saturdays, I'm one of the three that sits outside the bakery and looks and smells and smells. I'm one of the three that squeezes into the taxi on snowy days with Mama, Aunt Sarah, and Grandma. And it's warm there. I'm one of the three that looks just like our Mama, smiles just like our Daddy, and holds hands with my sisters in the store, looking like triplets, almost. I'm one of the three that likes the subway, the people on it, and the way our feet hang over the seats. I'm one of three who lives over the flower shop. Mr. Lowen still gets all our names wrong, but he gives us each a daisy every time. We walk down the street like stair steps, and I'm in front. Sometimes Eva and Nikki say I'm not invited to go with them, not to the park, the store, or sometimes even for a walk. I'm left behind. Not one of three, just one. Then Mama calls me sister and says I'm too little to go there or do that, so maybe I just want to help her paint or read to her. Daddy says that I have to be the baby sometimes and keep Mama and him company, just sometimes. I miss Eva and Nikki and me. But when it's just Mama and Daddy and me, it's a different kind of three. And that's fine, too. All right. So what does that remind you of?
Yasmin and Tariq.
Yeah? When Yasmin goes to visit her friends sometime and leaves you behind?
Yeah.
And then when you go and visit your friends and leave Tariq behind. So it kind of makes you feel bad sometimes when you get left behind, doesn't it? So, you too? You don't get left behind anymore. You always go.
Oh, gosh, that was a good story. You know, when I was little, I sometimes wasn't allowed to do things because I was too little. That really bugged me.
Well, I think everybody goes through that when they're little.
Oh, I just realized something. Pete's still out of his cage. I gotta put him back before Lucy gets here. Oh, no, not again. Pete, come back. Pete, come back. Come back to me.
Hi, everybody. Oh, boy, that's my Pete. He always knows when I've got him a treat.
Oh, Pete, You sure know how to scare a guy. Phew.
I could swear Pete's cage was closed when I left.
Oh, gosh, me too. Well, actually, what I meant to say was, you see, the cage was closed when you left, but I wanted to see if Pete would sit on my finger, see? So I opened the door and he came out.
Oh. Well, that's okay, Kino. As long as you keep a close eye on him, I don't mind. But next time, please ask me, okay?
Oh, yep, sure. Whew.
Hey, listen, let's not forget our story picks for today. We've got some great ones.
Oh, yeah. First, here's a book that's really close to my heart and to Fuzzy's. It's called Where's My Teddy?
And I would like to recommend Job for Watilda. Just like Winnie, Watilda has a fondness for broomsticks and cats. Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much, Ellen, for coming by.
Thank you.
And thank you, Allie and Zara and Shannon and Christopher.
Oh, and thanks for saying it was okay to let Pete out, Lucy. I was afraid you'd be mad at me.
Oh, not at all, Kino. Especially since you told me the truth as soon as I got back. The truth always feels better, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's no lie.
Well, goodbye, everybody. And until next time,
Keep a story in your heart. So long, my little pajaritos.
bye-bye.
Today's Storytime books are Winnie the Witch by Corky Paul and Valerie Thomas, The Last Time I Saw Harris by Frank Remkowitz, Eddie and Teddy by Gus Clark, One of Three by Angela Johnson, pictures by David Soman, Where's My Teddy by Jez Albro, and A Job for Watilda by Carolyn and Mark Buhner. You can find these and other books at your local library.
Major funding for Storytime is made possible by a grant from Helen and Peter Bain, so that families everywhere can share the joy of reading with their children. Additional funding is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, by the annual financial support from viewers like you, and by the National Endowment for Children's Educational Television. Storytime is a production of KCET Los Angeles.